Ooh. What's up, YouTube? We're out here today at Mama and Papa's. Got this truck we're gonna try and fire up. It's like an 81, 82 Dodge. I don't know what's up with this bed. I've never seen a bed like this ever. It's like fiberglass. The inside's pretty big. It's metal, it's steel. But the outside of it, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. Pretty neat old truck. And the reason we're getting it started today is because, I don't know, Wednesday, and this is Saturday. Wednesday, my father-in-law came out. We were working on a car out here, and he said he's gonna give me this truck. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. We're gonna see if we can get it started. He said it's got a 318 in it. It's like an 81, 82 Dodge 1-ton. But after looking at it, I'm kind of thinking it might be a 360. But we'll find out as we get in here and pop the hood. But let's check it out a little bit. The dash and everything looks really nice. I see it's got some gauges over there though, so some of these may not work. I'm not sure. I did drive this quite a while back. Probably needs a little seat blanket or something on it, but it's gonna be a great farm truck. Yeah. She's got 92,000 on the clock. Wow, it's the only thing I own that doesn't have 100,000 miles on it. It's got a red wasp, comes with it. No additional charge. Come on out, buddy. Kind of this strange space in here in the middle. Guess for tools. He has some toolboxes and stuff in it, which that'd be cool. If this ever becomes a candidate for an old 12 valve, that set of dual stacks I got would fit right in between there. Well, you guys know I'm a weirdo with the stacks. What can I say? I'm just a little kid. Ride 'em, cowboy. Oh, that's heavy one-handed. I have driven this truck. It's been a while, but yeah, it's had some critters living on it. I don't see a whole lot of chewing, but there's definitely wires around. Ooh, ground cable, power. I'm gonna need an end for that. We're gonna blow all this off and get it cleaned up so that we won't catch it on fire when we get it started. One of the things that makes me think it's a 360 is these lines on the exhaust manifold. There was some videos I watched trying to figure out how I could tell what was what, but they did say you can change these out, so it may be a 318. I don't know that. And the little sticker up here says 8-cylinder 360. So there's something else I got to check, which will be the flywheel. And if the flywheel has a shaved space in the front of it, then it's externally balanced and would make it a 360. So we'll find out here in just a little bit. Does her have coolant? You see that it's wet. It might be just a smidge low, but it's wet on top of there with coolant. Smells like coolant. So it might need 2 inches of coolant in there. Alright, so I was able to get my phone underneath here and look, and I found it says 360 on the side of it. So this is a 360. That's good. I like that. More is better. Anyways, something a lot of guys don't know about these 360s is they also came with a Briggs & Stratton pull starter on the front of them. So you know, if your battery's dead, you can usually start it like that. But this one's been sitting for a couple of years, so we're not gonna use the old Briggs & Stratton. We're gonna throw a battery in here, hopefully get that stuff hooked up, and we're just gonna see if we can get it started. my battery is longer than this battery tray. It's got some little ears to keep the battery from sliding back and forth. So I'm going to set these 2 boards in here for it to sit on, which should help to keep me from accidentally punching a hole in the bottom of my battery for now. The battery I actually borrowed out of Barney, and so it's a little longer, a little bigger battery. Not to mention, the other day whenever Bill told me I could have this truck, that he wanted me to have it, I took some pictures of it and sent it to a couple buddies, and one of them was Ethan. And you guys know Ethan. Ethan's my buddy he's helped me work on Barney. He does forestry mulching as well. He needs to make videos too, because he runs one of those big Geo Boys. I don't know if you know what Geo Boy is. You can check it out, but they're huge and they're cool. They eat the big stuff. They're the ones that make forestry mulching look cool versus, you know, mine just kind of sort of eating trees. Anyways, so yeah, I sent Ethan some pictures and I said, hey man, check it out. I got this new truck. I can get it going pretty quick. I traded Barney for it. And he's like, he didn't answer quite at first, and later he's like, seriously? And I was like, yeah man. So I kind of played it off as though that's what I did, and he got quiet for a little bit, and finally, just to make sure he didn't go outside and jump off the roof or anything, I had to admit to him that I still got Barney. Barney's at home. Barney's safe. Barney's waiting for cooler weather, but we are going to come out and try and get this thing started and take it home today. So, yeah, without further ado, let's put a battery in it. I'm going to pull that. I'm going to throw some carbon choke spray in it. Maybe dump a little gas down its throat. Hopefully we can get it started. Oh, big battery. Yeah, it wasn't going to fit in between those. I measured it with my arm. I did one of those, you know, mark it. And I don't know if it's going to fit underneath the hood with the boards here. Either way, let's get it started and hopefully nothing catches on fire. Let's make sure it's got oil in it. Oh yeah, she's full of oil. I'd say she's ready for an oil change, but she's full of oil. That's not super bad. Where'd you go, dipstick hole? It's windy out here. I've got my little foam piece, so hopefully my dead cat's just as good. What will we find under door number 1? Hopefully nothing. Well, hopefully an air filter, but oh yeah. Perfect. The filter kept stuff out of the car, but all this in here is full of these little nuts. Critter's been in here eating. Huh, probably mice. I'm gonna guess mice. Oh, it'll be nice if I can get this hose off of here without accidentally dumping all these down the cart. But we're gonna leave the filter in place as a buffer. Okay, that'll work. See, she is full. When I go to start it, I am going to spray some stuff down its throat, but I also don't want to start up and throw a bunch of mud daubers off here and throw them down in it, so I'm going to throw the lid on it after I do that. So yeah, let's get this battery hooked up. This isn't going to fit. I could drill it out if I needed to. I can make new ends. I can get the right battery and get a cable in for that. Lots of choices. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some nuts on here so that they're kind of snug. It's a 9/16, so I got my 14. I'm going to throw some vice grips on it. You know how we do. Everything as fancy as possible. Got an extra one, so I'll just put it on here so I don't lose it. But yeah, these two reds, I think what I'm going to do for now, just to see what we're working with. Nothing catching on fire, arcing, anything of that nature. Hopefully my battery's not dead. Barney started the other day, so it shouldn't be dead. pump the key and see if it'll turn over. Carbon choke spray. It turned over. Let's see. Didn't seem to throw anything anywhere either, so we might just put these down here. A little more carbon choke spray. I'm gonna try a little bit of pickle juice. You know, pickle juice always works real good, so that's what I always use. If it catches on fire, let me know. We'll keep cranking it. Well, it started to keep on spinning, don't it? Hopefully that's not too much. Alright, so we've got it to fire a couple times, but only on what I've dumped down its throat. So I noticed that it shows that it's on E. I've looked all over this thing and cannot find a place to put fuel into it. I don't know if fuel gauge works or not. Kind of hoping not, but but at the same time I hope it does. But anyways, underneath the tire, front tire, all the way back there, if you can see it, is where you put fuel in it. So you'd have to reach all the way under there, about an arm length, and put a, you know, put your fuel in. But you're gonna need a handle with a pump, because I can't get to that to pour a jug in it. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna have to do. These old wasps keep bugging my head too. Oh, one right there. Is that where it lives? Maybe? I don't know. Gonna be some unhappy kids when somebody gets stung. We're gonna keep throwing a little bit of fuel down its throat and see if it works. And I may have to try and figure out another way. Got me a little more pickle juice here. That should get it started.
I'm holding on to the top.
I don't know what it looks like in there, but yeah. Man, I love the Spotlight, dude. Like, this truck has already been claimed by wildlife. The mean kind too, not like the nice, hey, we can share it kind, like the mean kind. Red wasp. Come on. Let's get the brake. I got a whole jug of pickle juice here. It's got to be the most unorthodox way that I've ever filled a vehicle with fuel. Pretty cool though. Won't be anybody siphoning fuel out of it. Alright, so whenever I got into the truck, oh no. When I got into the truck, I noticed I've got fuel leaking out of out of the filter over here. I think it's the end of this hose. I just noticed it as I started to talk, but I've got fuel in the truck now, and the fuel gauge did work. So this truck may have been slapped out of fuel. So we'll see here in just a second. But I just realized, I'll show you guys in a second, but this where the fuel feeds up through the filter it's bad. So yeah, let's see if it's a broke filter or if it's a broke line. Okay. So it's leaking here. Kind of looks like it's coming out of the filter, but this hose is also wet, so maybe I can cut that back, put this filter in it, and light the truck on fire. So these hoses over here, they were a little bit hard, but they're still flexible. I think it wasn't tightened down enough. I started to back it off like a half turn, pulled it apart, it seemed okay, tightened it up. When I was able to tighten it quite a few more turns, and it being hard, it's not like I'm just crushing the hose. So it may have just been loose. We shall see. See if I can find my pickle juice, and we'll fire it up. Hopefully it's going to keep running this time. Oh yeah, it's running, but it's pouring fuel out of it. Well, it started and it ran, but as it's filling this filter, yeah, I can see it's coming from the hose. So I'm gonna have to cut that hose back, and hopefully we can get this thing going. I think we're almost there. I've taken this hose and I've cut it back a little bit, you know, maybe an inch, inch and a quarter. I think it's just really hard on the end and it wasn't sealing around it. It probably needs a new line. I don't see a hole in it, but I think it just wasn't able to seal around that plastic. Hopefully that's got it. We'll see. You guys are over here, so keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna go start the truck. No leak? Well, that was a pretty easy fix. Seems to be running pretty good. I only put 2 or 3 gallons of fuel in it, so I don't know if I'm going to drive it home or not. May need to go to town and get another jug of fuel just to make sure it's going to make it, because I imagine this thing should be, you know, probably 2 gallons to the mile or something. She's still on E, but it's a little above it now. It's a will it start video, but it's not a, I don't know, my bulldozer's been sitting in the woods since 1896, and will it start? This has been sitting here, I'm gonna guess 2 years. So it's got some yucky old fuel in it, but it had almost no fuel in it, so really the fuel I put in it is good. So that worked out in our favor. And it's idling like it should. Sounds great. I really want to drive it home. I may have to go to town and get some fuel. I'm about 12 miles from town, so it's like, do I go? Bad news is the fuel cap broke off. I went for the little click click and it went boop. So the metal part's still in it. Hopefully that comes out like it's supposed to. I'll need to get a fuel cap. Not a real big deal. Man, it's hot out here. I went to town, I got some more fuel for the truck, dumped it in through the little funnel or whatever. That worked out really good. as far as having to do it like that. I think normally I could just shove a pump handle underneath there and fill it up, so it's not going to be a problem. And the fuel cap, once I got the deal out, I was able to snap the fuel cap back on it, so it's good to go as well. We're gonna go ahead and try and fire it up. I had to take the battery, put some rags under it, because I got to keep it down low enough it's not going to hit the top of the hood. I don't want it arcing, but I've got my vice grips on it. That should get me to the house till I can get some stuff figured out. It's running good. Doesn't look like we've been leaking here at all. I may check that in a little bit before I head out. But we're gonna pull it out, maybe shoot a little wind in these tires and take it for a ride home. Apparently its name is Nasty, or the guy that used to drive it was Nasty. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna go with that. You guys might call it Nasty, but I don't really want to go that route. Well, we made it all the way home. I don't really know where to park it right now, but I stuck it here in front of the house. By the way, the light bezels for those that are missing, they're not really missing. They're actually in the floorboard right here. I don't know if he was trying to change a light or did something, but he took them out, but they're both in there. So I can put those on, pretty it up a little bit, but it drove great all the way here. There's like that moment when you don't really need throttle, but you kind of steady throttle. There's kind of a almost like a little miss at that point, which I'm sure the carb needs cleaned. Either clean it or maybe run something through it and just get it out and drive it and use it. It may clean itself up. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun little farm truck, or it's a 1-ton, so you know I can throw pretty much anything in the back of it. As far as brakes, I don't know that I want to be pulling a machine or anything like that with it, but yeah, it's a neat little truck. The bed catches me off guard. It's certainly strange, but it's a cool little truck. I think it's neat. So yeah, you'll probably be seeing some more videos on this one. I don't know, maybe, but either way, that's the end of the day. I'm ready to go in and relax. Somewhere I've got some new hats, so yeah, I'm ready to open that package. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you'll hit that like button and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching and God bless. Check you later.